Hey everybody, Mr. Eaton here, and today we're looking at completing task 6 where we're going to start looking at what are called our sorting cards so that we can begin to explore similarities and differences within different species to begin thinking like a paleontologist. Now, anytime a paleontologist discovers a new fossil, what they like to do is take whatever fossils they found and they like to compare it to other extinct and existing organisms to begin identifying what the species could look like, what sort of traits it could have, and maybe what sort of things that species was able to do. And to do that, we're going to be doing a sorting activity that gets us thinking about different similarities and categories in which we could organize different species. As we dive into these things, we're going to be looking to understand in the next couple slides how to use the resources in our next set of sorting activities. So that's going to be tasks 7, 8, and 9. And then how to sort the species into different categories. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the resources and then how we're going to be sorting organisms based on different categories that make them similar and different. So let's take a look at how we're doing this activity. In task 7, 8, and 9, what you're looking to do is we're clicking on this blue photo to access information about different species. Now, the different species that you're going to be looking at, if you drag the speaker bar up, are these organisms that you see here. Some of these are living organisms you can find today. Some of these are extinct organisms. Some of these are organisms that have been around for a very long period of time. And what we're going to be looking to do is sort them into our different blue boxes based on similarities they have with one another. So before we begin thinking about sorting, let's take a look at what information you have. When you click on the sorting cards here, it's going to pull up this slideshow. And on each slide is a set of information about our different organisms here. Okay, so we have 9 different organisms. Starting at the very first one, you'll see the name of the organism. You'll see some information about them. You'll see an image of them. You'll see their animal icon that we're going to be sorting. And then you're going to see some information about their skeleton or some different fossilized information as well. Some of this information will have different objects like a soccer ball or an apple to help you understand like how big or small the species is, excuse me. There's different color coding to show you different parts of the organism to help you begin thinking about maybe how does this organism have any similarities or differences with other organisms. So, what we're going to be looking to do is read through each of our different cards here. So we have our camel all the way down to the very end, okay, with this fish looking creature here. And what we're looking for are similarities in our organisms so that we can begin to sort them. This can be information we read, this can be things we see in the different diagrams, these can be things that we infer about where they live and such things like that. So once you've gone through and read through our different cards, let's take a look at how you're going to sort them. So once you've gotten some background information down, we're going to come back to the slideshow here and we're going to be sorting our different organisms here. And then we're going to be labeling the boxes with their similarities. So for example, let's say we start sorting all of these guys here and we put this person, this one here, and this one here all into a group. Okay. And we could say that these organisms, if I'm going to label their similarities, live in the water. Okay. I could then sort all of the rest probably into these 2 boxes here. And say that these guys all live on land. And that would be my first example of how I can sort my organisms by what I know about them. Now, obviously, this is my example. You're going to have to come up with your own. But when we look here, you'll notice that I have 2 empty boxes, and that's okay. The goal is to try to find different categories we can sort them by, and then to label what similarities we have for those organisms, okay? When we're done, we're going to leave this alone and we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to do the same thing, but thinking about other similarities that we can find. Again, these are similarities that you can find either in the reading of the cards, the models of their skeletal and fossilized structures, along with our different images here. So, folks, that's how we go about sorting our organisms. That's how we go about using our resources to find those similarities. And from here, you're going to have to do this activity 3 times. Okay, finding those different similarities, sorting them into the different groups and boxes, and trying to figure out what they have in common so we can think about how we compare either fossilized organisms or living organisms. At this point, go ahead and put your X in the survey based on where you feel you fall. If you put it in yellow or red, check in with me. Otherwise, good luck sorting your organisms.